It's the Joseph Bristol Show.
Welcome to another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show. I just finished watching the Netflix original movie, The Rover. Alright, movie review for The Rover. Okay, well, let me tell you. Not a lot of dialogue, which I like. Straight to the point, again, which I like. Basically, the movie is about a guy, they don't tell you the guy's name, who is on a journey, basically living like this world where everything is like destroyed, kinda, and basically people are just savages. There's still some kind of population. They're in Australia, and he's driving, and he pulls over somewhere, and these group of guys steal his car. They get into an accident, they take his car because they need a car, and they drive off and they leave. He ends up chasing after these guys to get back his car. So the whole movie is about this guy trying to get back his car, right? And he kills people and all kinds of things happen. He meets some other guy, and him and the other guy, they link up together. And so now I like this movie because the story progression was great. Character progression was great. You get to see kind of the growth of one of the characters, the sub-character. His growth was amazing. And you can tell that in the beginning he was basically treated like crap. And by the end of the movie, he comes to a moral dilemma where he has to decide, what kind of person he wants to be. In which case, in the ending, in my eyes, he kind of picked the wrong choice. So that was his story is more of like a Cain and Abel kind of story. But it was a pretty good movie, man. It wasn't that bad. Like I said, not that much dialogue, pretty good action and things like that. Now, here's my problem with the movie. Not a lot of people know this, but Australia, I'm not going to say Australians, I'm not saying everybody, but Australia is genuinely a pretty racist place. If you go there, there's not a lot of black people at all. And not because black people don't live in Australia, but because actually they killed most of the black native people that lived in Australia. So Australia is a pretty racist place. Kind of like Asian countries, specifically China and Japan, where you don't see a lot of dark-skinned Asian people because they purposely, intentionally do that. Just like you only see Chinese food restaurants in black neighborhoods and things like that. So these are pretty obviously racist places, Australia. So close to the ending of the movie, there's a scene. Yes, they have a black guy in the movie. They also have other dark brown people, but close to the ending of the movie, here's where I say it got pretty, to me, that was kind of blatant racism. So 3 white people are dead, 1 black dude is dead. He lifts up the bodies of the black people, of the white people, and holds them in his hands and takes them out. They show this in the scene. But the black guy who's dead, he just drags him against the ground. Now, again, a lot of people might watch the movie and say, oh, well, that's not racist. Don't worry about that. That's just a part of the movie. That's just a scene in the movie. But again, representation matters. And when you're watching any kind of movie or TV, always, even commercials, you have to look at how they are portraying people. How they're portraying women, how they're portraying people of color, how they're portraying any person, mentally ill people, how they're portraying disabled people. Because these people are not represented correctly, and that's not fair. It's not fair that white people are always represented in nice ways. White men specifically, always nice ways. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to black, brown, disabled, especially the black woman, we are treated like crap, man. We're not displayed correctly. But other than that, Netflix original, The Rover, is a pretty good movie. Listen, when you get to the ending and you find out why this car was so important, it makes one of the earlier scenes in the movie a little more meaningful. Because when I'm watching, I'm like, yo, what is the whole meaning of this whole scene? It was really unnecessary. But then at the ending, you realize, oh, I see why he was why he was, so saddened by that scene of what he saw. So, yeah. The Rover, Netflix original. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so I forgot the rating. So for The Rover, Netflix original movie, I'm going to also give this one a 7. Because this wasn't it didn't have no moral implication. And again, I like movies that make you think about your humanity, make you think about who you are as a person and whether or not you're living a good, righteous, meaningful life. And I like movies that make you think about the deepness of humanity, of life, of being alive, of God, of worship, of everything. So this movie didn't really have that. It was basically just entertainment, a good hour and 30 minutes, I think, maybe 2 hours of wasted time. Pretty good though.
Thank you for watching another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show. Let's all never forget, we all out here trying to do the same thing. Just be happy and survive.
Make sure you like, subscribe.